What's going on YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with something different. I don't have a box to open as of yet. I should have another video airing live today, but I decided to do something a little bit different. A lot of people talk about their top picks for the particular week, and I decided that I would do something similar to that and talk about some of the comics that are coming out this week. Obviously, DC tomorrow, and then Marvel and everything else on Wednesday. There's definitely some good picks. Probably not as big as what it was last week, but still big nevertheless. There are some nice books coming out, and wanted to also get y'all's take why I wanted to live as instead of a pre-recorded video, because I wanted to get y'all's take on what y'all might be picking up or what I need to be picking up, because it is possible with all the comics out there that I miss out on some good stuff, and y'all could be saying, hey man, you're missing out on a great read, and I want to be able to know that. Well, thank you, Burke. We got to work, can't be, hashtag team no sleeves all the time, right? What's going on, says Lordley? Thank you for stopping by, sir. Thank you. So let's see if I can do this. I've never done this before. Woo! And so we have got Fresh Comics. So I've been using Fresh Comics as opposed to some of the other services to make sure, or try to make sure, that I'm not missing something each week. If y'all have a better idea, I know some people use previews, and I was missing out on the DC stuff. So anyway, if y'all have a better website than this, certainly feel free to drop it in the chat. Or if you're watching this on the rewind, be sure to drop it in the description below. So it shows that Marvel has 75 comics coming out. I always like to collect these rather the facsimile editions. I'm not a big Avengers fan, nor am I a Vision fan. Otherwise, I'd be certainly getting that, especially if I have the regular copy. I do like to pick up the facsimile editions to make it go back there. Burke says, my new comic book day top picks video is ready, but only viewable for the $4.99 and $9.99 channel member. See, I'm not going to charge people to see what I want to see. It's released early for everybody, see Burke dropping those commercials in my chat. Okay, so one day Burke's going to make me a moderator on his channel so I can drop commercials free on his channels as well. So it looks like Juggernaut 1 is going to a second printing. That was a pretty good story. Juggernaut, never been a huge fan of it, but Fabian Nicieza that writes that is certainly well versed in the X-Men lore, having wrote numerous X-Men titles over the years, including New Mutant, which I am giving away a copy of. And if you're not familiar with that, stay tuned to the end of the video where I release details on my 600 subscriber giveaway and be giving away that book right there. Looks like a lot of True Believers are dropping. Again, I'd be picking these up if I was interested in those particular titles. The interesting thing, I've seen some of the deals in the latest previews book that came out at my shop, which he gives for free. I heard that some people are actually charging for the book, which is rather strange, but the King in Black with the Black Knight, Donny Cates is kind of tying the Black Knight mythos into Null. So that should be interesting. I have picked up a couple of issues of Maestro. I have not read them yet. I think there are 3 issues in, and so plan on reading that. Picking up Marauders. Before X of Swords, I was kind of hit and miss. Sometimes it was great, and sometimes it wasn't worth picking up or using for expensive toilet paper or stuff like that. But since I'm a big X-Men fan, I've been picking up all of the X of Swords. So this should be interesting. I chose to go with this cover right here. This one looks nice, and it's probably an homage to Star Wars. And so that I should have probably picked that one up. Wolf Blitz, what's going on? Thanks for let's see, Burt family, make you a moderator. Hey, I'll make you a moderator after the deal. What's going on? The immortal Biggie Shack. Biggie. And so, yeah, just reviewing some of the books. Shang-Chi. Has anybody been picking up Shang-Chi? I'll get it out in a minute. The In-Hook Lee cover looked nice to me. The other ones are kind of meh. And I kind of flipped through it at one of the shops I was at, and it didn't impress me too much. I'd be interested to know if anybody read it and it was worth the read. I am picking up the Star Wars book. This is on basically all the Star Wars titles, I think, except for Dr. Aphra. Bounty Hunters is coming out this week, and I'm picking up that as well. I like these action figure variants, Michael Golden cover. That's pretty nice. I know Bub's Comics was picking up all of these, but as you might have seen with his video release yesterday, he's trying to thin the herd, so to speak, on his collection. So I wonder if he's still picking those up. Bounty Hunters number 5 going to a second printing. That was a pretty good story. He and Boba Fett had a little knockdown, drag out fight. Mortal She-Hulk coming out in second printing. It was an okay story. Wasn't really impressed. Ultraman. Anybody picking up Ultraman? So Thor number 9 is one of my picks for the week. And so in there, if you're not familiar with it, obviously Donny Cates. Everybody's familiar with Donny Cates, right? I'm not a big Cates fanboy. I don't read his Venom stuff. But I have been picking up his Thor stuff. So they reintroduced Donald Blake into the Thor mythos. Of course, Donald Blake from back in the day was the avatar for Thor. He would strike his cane and become Thor. Now we know, if you've been reading Thor, that the last couple of issues, that Thor's having a problem lifting the hammer, but other people are not. So you do not have to be worthy anymore. So Donald Blake is going to somehow enter into the picture. And it says Donny Cates and Nick Klein journey into mystery left unsolved since 1962. So nice. Trying to figure out what's going on or how his connection with Dr. Blake. And there's something to do. I read somewhere that Dr. Blake, Donald Blake, is going to be different. He's going to be maybe a bad guy of sorts this time. So that should prove interesting. Hopefully it turns out better than the Black Winter did, because that just kind of went bust. This is the cover that I'm actually picking for that. The Jenny Frison variant. Really nice. I thought about the Hildebrand cover because I always liked that art from back in the day. So got some volumes coming out. U.S. Agent, not picking it up. No good. Venom 26, 4th print, 25th, 5th print. Wow, daggone. So Wolverine Black, White, and Blood is an honorable mention for me this week. It is not one of my top 5, but it is an honorable mention in the sense that Kubert is doing the cover, and looks like a pretty cool story. You know, age-old Wolverine, drag out, knock down, fight, and trust that his healing factor is going to keep up with everything. So Null is Coming cover from Empire's End. I don't know that I'm going to get on the King in Black bandwagon. So X-Men number 14 is one of my top picks for the week. I wasn't sure whether I wanted this cover or this cover, but this Apocalypse cover does look pretty sick. He's got the big giant blade that he's using. The Lovers, a Garden, and a Chasm of Secrets. Wow, that's pretty big. But Linnell Yu's art's been pretty spot on. I've liked it thus far in the X-Men. Let's see, Betty Page, whole bunch of Dynamite stuff. Red Sonja, or if you Red Sonja, huh? Sacred Six. Nah, not gonna. Oh, look here. Got these emails popping up. Now, comics, Batman 102 is on my pick of the week. I plan on getting all 3 of these covers. The Mattina covers are always just so sick. I mean, Mattina has been spot on, and I think all of his art, but in particular these Batman covers. been spot on. This is the introduction of this new character. I believe is going to be from the League of Assassins, just based on at the end of Batman 100, something he said. And so we'll see how that goes. And then I'll pick up the regular cover. And if I can catch it, man, my LCS, he was hooking me up, giving me these at cover price. And then all of a sudden he started wanting to charge for them. He wouldn't charge them at $20, so it wasn't that bad. Let's see. The Immortal Biggie Shack says, last Shang-Chi I got was written and was really bad. Thorn Venom, easy money. Oh, yeah. Kate's is pretty spot on, which we'll get to one of Kate's new ventures in just a minute or so. But so Batman Adventures, I've got the first 3 covers. Most of them are special covers. One was in the Walmart pack. One's the Batgirl special order from somewhere. I got it at a shop, but he had gotten it from somewhere offline. And then the other one's the first appearance of Sonny, I believe, Deathstroke's son in that universe. But I haven't been reading it as of yet. Tell me, I always like those Andrews covers. Anybody in the chat reading Batman Adventures? Deceased Dead Planet, the David Finch cover. So you can't hardly go wrong on a David Finch cover in my estimation. And I'm not a big zombie guy. Having said that, because I never got into the Walking Dead deal. Having said that, they're now releasing the color copies of those. So I am going back and, for now at least, picking up these. But this has been an interesting read. Deceased Dead Planet, pretty cool action there. Most of Justice League off Earth, John Constantine and Batman team on a mission so insane it could only have been hatched in the mind of the man they call Hellblazer. But time is running out to save the infected on Earth because a fate worse than death is coming. I believe this is the last issue, if I'm not mistaken, of Deceased, or it will soon be running out. Well, it says it right there on the cover, Jason. If your internet would cooperate, your computer, whatever I want to blame it on today. Let's see here. Let's click on this cover, see what it says up there at the top. 5 of 7. Okay, so 2 more issues after this one. And that seems about right. So then this is the cover that I want, which is the homage cover for the movie poster of Wonder Woman. That's the one I want. That's the one I hope to get. But I mean, getting a David Finch cover as a secondary thing is not bad at all in my estimation. Heard good things about Justice League Dark. Never picked up on it. Anybody have some ideas or tell me I'm missing the boat? Feel free to do so. Strange Adventures. I've heard it's good, but Tom King is hit and miss in my mind. I thought about picking up this Tales of the Dark Multiverse, where Hush actually becomes Batman. Batman becomes Hush, whichever. And anyway, I did not do it. Maybe I will go back and pick that up. So talking about Donny Cates earlier, his big book coming out is called Crossover. So there's a billion gazillion covers of these. Image is really, really pushing this. I wonder, we'll see if this is the first flop for Donny Cates. The creative powerhouses behind the best-selling, critically acclaimed God Country, Thanos Wins, and Redneck returns for the biggest launch of the year. Imagine everything you thought was fantasy was real. And now join us in a world where reality is dead and anything is possible. I mean, isn't this the premise for that Spielberg movie that came out not too long ago? I mean, this is tried and true deal. Firepower is one of my other picks for the week. It finally caught up on that, and because it was kind of a slow burn, no pun intended, but it was kind of a slow burn at first. Really a lot of Iron Fist vibes to it, which I'm fine with because I'm an Iron Fist fan. But yeah, I think that Kirkman's starting to heat up and starting to span his wings on the storyline. Owen and Kelly Johnson's weekly dinner date is ruined, and the Dragon's Claw's desires for Owen's firepower. They won't take no for an answer. Well, I'm sure he'll give it to him. Smack down in the restaurant. So yeah, it was an interesting dialogue between him and his wife regarding his former, you know what. But Good grief, Savage Dragon. Not a Savage Dragon fan, but that is pretty cool. Department of Truth #1 going to second printing. Is everybody reading Department of Truth? Department of Truth. Department of Truth. Huh? Yeah, I don't know. After the second issue is just so far out there. I'm gonna get #3 probably. Won't go after that. Walking Dead. So they are redoing these, as I said earlier. These are Finch covers. Cool. It's color. It's cool. I'm gonna pick this one up. It is on my pull list for this week. Looks like Dark Horse. I haven't read #2 yet, but enjoyed. Yeah, well, and at the end of #1, when he makes the big reveal about who he says he is. Now, #2 was more about the whole pentagram guy with it on his face, and they keep mentioning the guy, Lee Harvey Oswald. For those of you who have not read #1, he's the one of the main guys there, and so we'll see how that fleshes out. I'm kind of giving Tiny a buy right now because, most of his stuff's, pretty good right now. So kind of say, I'll give you a few issues to spread your wings and see how good it is. Dark Horse, that's a comic company. I wondered if it was going to stay in business or not. It may not. After, of course, Marvel bought Star Wars and they lost the Star Wars license, which was one of their big ones from back in the day, in which they did a lot of good stuff with, at least in my estimation. The now have lost the Predator and Aliens franchise, which was another big one for them. They are largely like, or have been largely like, IDW in the sense that they don't have a lot of intellectual property of their own. They license it a lot of it out, but they have gotten a few deals. I heard good stuff out of that Bang series. That's a new one for them. The Norse mythology. And of course, there's Stranger Things, which is a licensed property. Yeah, and for the longest time, I wasn't reading Star Wars just simply out of spite, because I read all of the what they now deem as Legends books, and read all of those and all of the whole Clone Wars sagas, the old stuff, which aside from Dave Dorman's cover art, a lot of it's kind of, a lot of that early Star Wars Dark Horse stuff wasn't no good, but the Clone Wars stuff was great. The Legacy series, I loved the Legacy series with Cade Skywalker and how he was coming to his own, being his own man, and being his own man and all that kind of good stuff. So, anyways, it is a thing of the past, unfortunately. So Boom Studios, they've definitely been putting out some killer content as of late. They've got Buffy the Vampire Slayer coming out this week. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #1. You kill a series to restart it. Normally they don't just restart it the next month. Cash grab, I guess. Got a lot of covers going out with that. Dan Mora, which is doing Once and Future right now, which is pretty good. Probably pick up one or so of these copies. I've heard mixed reviews. When I say mixed reviews, I'm just talking about two. One being Dustin from Two Brothers Comics, and one being Bert. One for, one against. So, IDW. And I thought this was interesting. IDW was putting the Batman and the Max series out. Batman, of course, is a DC property, and then the Max was an Image property, which is owned. So I guess Sam Keith can send it through whomever he wants to. So maybe they had to go through IDW to make it okay with DC. I don't know. Never was a big fan of Sam Keith art. That's kind of a acquired taste. See, Michael Golden's Micronauts Artist Edition. Transformers versus My Little Pony. That was definitely never the team up you dreamed of. Maybe not the team up you want. Sonic the Hedgehog. Don't read that. Haven't read Vader's Castle. Kind of torn as to whether I'll get this. Not a huge fan of Jenica overall. This kind of speaks like a Wolverine vibe to it, with the way Eastman drew her running with the claws out like that. Cinebook. Don't know anything about those titles there. Source Point Press. Backfired. Hollow. A little Japanimation there. Let's see. I'm still reading the Legends novels, Connected Expanded Universe. Oh yeah, I mean they they never did kill off Luke Skywalker, but they would have eventually got around to it just by virtue of him dying. In the Dark Horse comics and the Legacy series, he was dead. It was several generations removed by that point. But when you think about the Yuzong Bong trilogy, the last big one that they did was okay. The one back. I'm looking on my shelf over here at the titles. The Jedi Academy series, how they built up the Academy. I just think that the movies didn't do it justice. It's like I had an Academy with a couple of losers and everybody's dead except for Kylo, versus the books expanded it out so much that they could have gone, 6 million, half dozen ways. Sam Keith, well, everybody's got their taste. Not a Frizen fan. What? What? Biggie, say it ain't so, man. What's going on, Ben Compton? Appreciate you stopping by. Why did this? I get these notifications for emails. It pops up about the time I'm clicking something. So a little Japanimation there. Of course, Zenoscope. I don't know that they worry about telling too much in writing. It's more about the art. Scout Comics. Vlad Dracul. Into this dark arc after the Flood series, and it just never resonated with me. So I kind of dropped it. Undone by Blood. Heard that was okay. Rise of New Dawn. So the Sumerian, and so anybody that's more of a Conan fan than myself, feel free to elaborate. But I thought that Marvel had the licenses for Conan, and Ablaze has got the Sumerian, which is Conan, and that guy looks like Conan. I wonder if it is Conan. Of course, this is a nod to the Hulk giant size or king size special, the Steranko cover, definitely a classic that's been imitated a bunch of different times. And I've noticed that series has a lot of homage covers, so actually I might get it for that. Heavy Metal, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is the company that Kevin Eastman used to own and blew all his money in. Vault Comics, of course, if you're reading Money Shot, you know what you're reading. Action Lab has 3 whole issues, American Mythology. Clover Press, this was interesting. Clover Press, whoever that is putting out Juggernaut, a variant cover with Sam Keith. Now, I said I wasn't a Sam Keith fan earlier, but that one's kind of nice. Omnipress, Yen, Albatross, Year Zero. Heard a lot of people like that Year Zero deal. Behemoth Entertainment, Blizzard, Caliber, Diamond Comic Distributors. What's interesting? There we go. I was going to say there was no Valiant coming out this week. How the Mighty Have Fallen, right? This is just a compilation deal because Quantum and Woody was a miniseries and it's over. David Nakamon, he did that art for those covers. It was an okay story. It wasn't the best. Quantum and Woody wasn't never my favorites on the Valiant stuff, but it was fun. Like I said, you have all this IP out there and you're not worried about putting out good quality content for it. US Agent looks really cool. Yeah, the cover was kind of like, I'm just kicking back, chillaxing. Let me, then he's going to say, hey, here, hold my beer and let me go kick some butt. Not a Momoko fan. I'm not either, especially like that Spider-Man cover where it looks like he's shooting webs at his rear end. There's a Yoda cover that I like, and it seems like there's one other one I like that she did. The rest of it's like, I don't see what the big deal is. But hey, some people like Sam Keith. It's whatever floats your boat. Let's see. Yeah, I just looked over a bunch of Frizen, and the only one I kind of like is, oh, okay, yeah. You don't like the Wonder Woman ones? Yeah, it's the way it's drawn. Yeah, and it's not like I'm going out there and buying prison covers. You know, I don't buy every single one. I don't have any of the Wonder Womans in my PC, which she's obviously well known for. The Something's Killing the Children covers that she's been doing have been fire here lately. Biggie, if you've seen those. She's, you know, the one drawing Erica Slaughter and has the knife in front of there. I think that's number one, maybe the foil variant. Those are really nice that she done. Then we've got Viz Media, daytime shooting. Wow, who wants that? Loves me, loves me. Maybe loves me not. All right, happy hour. Wow, what's all that about? Archie Comics, Birdcage, Bottom Books, Black Box Comics. I know Bueller gets some freebies from them every so often. Comic Mix, Dead Reckoning, Graphics, Hermes, better than Herpes. Humanoids. I guess it's kind of like humans. Kinzer and Company. Mad Cave Studios is Panamine. So Mad Cave's been doing some good stuff, but I'm not familiar with this Panamine. Maybe if Two Brothers is in here, I know they're big into Mad Cave Studios. Maybe he can elaborate or they can elaborate. Random House. One of those days. Had some of those in 2020, hadn't we all? Rebellion, 2000 AD. Man, it's been a while. The God and the Flightless Messenger from Toko Pop, Uncivilized Books. That would fit in with our society these days. Z2 Comics, Sturgill Simpson present. Sounds inferior. Kind of weird looking. Kind of a sucker for some swords, though. So my top 5 picks are Thor, in particular, the Frizen cover, Batman 101, any of the covers. Firepower, the latest, and then DC's Dead Planet, in particular, the Wonder Woman movie cover, and then also X-Men 14. And those are basically my picks of the week. So what's going on, Perry? Justin lettered it. That's all I know. So, hey, you know, it's got to be good, right? You know, at least the lettering will be readable. Perry was in a chat earlier, and it was 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock his time, and he's saying good morning. It's like, wow, kind of a rough night, huh? Whoop. You smell Corona, Toe? Is that how that works? Well, I do appreciate the 7 of you that are watching this. I do want to go ahead and put a little plug in, a little shout out, as it were, for the 600 subscriber giveaway. So many of you have already done so. And if you have, your name's in the hat. You don't have to contact me and say, did I do this or whatever like that. If you did it, a White Claw kind of night. Oh, gotcha. So you don't have to contact me. And, you know, if you did it right, you're in it. So here's the deal. Find one new comic or pop channel that you have not yet subscribed to. Go to that channel, subscribe to it, and in any one of their videos, type the hashtag SCG sent me, just like I just put in the deal there. Silver Age Dave, listening and driving. Hopefully you're not watching and driving, which I have been guilty of doing, but it's very dangerous. But yeah, put SCG sent me in that hashtag in any one of their videos, then come back to any one of my videos and then say, hey, I subscribe to so-and-so's channel. Tell me which channel you subscribe to, and you will be in. As long as you are at least 18 years of age or older, a subscriber to the channel. There you go. You do not have to be inside the continental United States. I will ship worldwide. So this is what you would be put on the wheel to win should you complete that mission aforestated. And that is a New Mutants 98 9.4 CGC slab. First appearance of Deadpool. And you will also win an accompany pop, and which has the Deadpool first appearance on the back there. So when we hit the 600 subscriber mark, I will be putting everybody that had done the aforementioned stuff on there. the wheels spin it, and whose ever name comes up is going to be who wins that. So currently I'm at 524 subscribers, so 76 left to go. Be sure to share the channel. And before we get out of here, be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button so you at least get that part of the contest out of the way, and the bell notification so that when videos like this drop, you can be one of the first people to know, and you can make the conscientious decision as to whether or not to watch it now while you're driving down the road or for later. In either case, we do appreciate everybody. How many entries can you get? Currently one. I have been toying around with some ideas of how to have a bonus entry in that, but if I come up with something and decide to go through with it, I will let everybody know by not only putting it out on YouTube, but also putting it out on IG so that everybody will have a chance to get extra chances in that, to answer your question. So just wanted to go real quick, talk about some of my top picks for the week, just my personal top picks. Again, if I have missed anything that I should have certainly been picking up, feel free to let me know in the comments down below so that I can check it out, because there are a lot of comics that come out each week. And I do appreciate people that give good ideas for comics, because large part, Marvel, Valiant guy, and of course Dark Horse when it was had Star Wars, but that's mainly was my main jam. And so people have gotten me past that. I've picked up things like Gideon Falls and Oblivion Song and the like, based off recommendations from the community. So those are always appreciated. But that's all I got for now. Be looking for another video, probably. Got some books and boxes that are probably going to be coming in today, and probably will either, I don't know if I'm going to do a pre-recorded video and drop it later or go live again. I'm not sure on that. Perry, my top picks were Thor, Batman 101, Firepower, Deceased Dead Planet, and X-Men 14. And on the Thor, in particular, the Jenny Frison variant, Deceased Dead Planet, the Wonder Woman movie adaptation, were the cover picks for those books right there. So those were my top picks. Now, I did order some more besides that, but those were my top picks for the week. So that's all I got, folks. Until next time, I just gave away a whole bunch of Star Wars videos, man. Where were you at? You know, I've heard Jeff Lemire, I think, does Sweet Tooth. And so I think that's right. And if it's so, I like a lot of Lemire's work. Matter of fact, I can't think of anything that I don't like of his. He did some good stuff, of course, with Gideon Falls, Bloodshot. And so I might have to check that one out. LOL lies. Yeah, probably so. But yes, be sure to smash that like button on the way out. Until next time, keep reading and keep collecting. Adios.